What's going on, everyone? So we're going to start tearing down this PlayStation 4, get it all cleaned out. Now, I haven't, I'm sure I have at some point in the past watched a disassembly of a PS4, because that's what I do for fun, is just watch disassembly videos. But all I know is this kept coming off probably easier than it's supposed to, but I assume that's so it's easy access for your hard drive to swap out. But I saw some screws on the back for this case part, and then I think you just pop it off. So we're going to start there and just start taking it apart. Okay, moved everything upstairs where I'm sort of trying to make a area to work on stuff without making a huge pile. Anyway, we got both sides taken off, very easy. It's just a couple screws in the back, and then they pretty much all lift off very simply. It's been super easy so far. I do remember with the PlayStation 3 and the PlayStation 2, there's a ton of different types of screws, but they do sort of make it easy on you by pointing arrows, like that's how you remove this item. Power supply, take those out. I've never actually seen this either. Usually you just have to drop a screw in and hope you land in the right spot on places where, it's a very indented spot where the screw goes, but these have these little brackets on them. So it's very easy to get the screw out without having to pick up the whole thing and turn it upside down. So anyway, got that off. I'm going to take this out. Now the other side is just a metal frame where you can access the back bracket for the heatsink. So that would be where it's facing upwards. So like if I were to cut a window on this side of the PlayStation, you would just see a metal shield with a little bracket there. So I don't know. I do like the idea of a window. We'll see. Anyway, I'm going to take the power supply out, and then we're going to take a look and see how dirty it is under here. Okay, got the motherboard out. As you can see, there's a lot of surface area on our main chip that just doesn't have any paste on it at all. Probably partly why it was getting so hot so quickly. So other than that, this whole system is very clean. I remember the listing mentioned they didn't really play it much. So yeah, I'm gonna have to kind of mess around with this a little bit and see what exactly I'm gonna wanna try and do to this. I did bring out these water blocks just to kind of see size-wise. This would probably be the only one that would fit to where, it would be inside the system. It wouldn't like be sticking out. But something like this, with the ports at the top, I mean, it would be sitting right above, like right there. So even with 90-degree fittings on there, it would just be way too tall. But we'll see. Alright, so I've been looking at this and trying to plan it out as if I was going to go water cool. I probably won't, but because the power supply here is in the back, the style of fan that it has, it's hard to replace with a different one. Obviously this one's going to be fairly efficient. I did look up and see they have replacement ones that look a little bit different and are apparently have a little bit better CFM, so I may go that route. As well as the heat sink, it's just going to take a lot of work. Like one like this would kind of fit on an angle. It's not exactly a perfect square in terms of bolt pattern. That's how it was on the PS3 as well. And unfortunately, the PS3 is a water block bolt pattern that would probably fit, but it's twice as wide because there's CPU and GPU is separate on the PS3. But so I think I might look into it would be really cool if they had an LED, like a Talus Moon fan, but I doubt they ever made one for the PS4. So we'll probably look at upgrading this, cleaning everything else out. I do want to see if I can kind of cut away this heat shielding over the smaller chips and get my own heat chipset heat sinks on there, and I think that would help a little bit having those separate, cooled off. And then it would be nice, like I know with the 360s, the ones with copper are actually more efficient, and it would be nice if the base plate on here was like copper, or at least that center part there. I feel like that would help transfer the heat a little bit. But instead, we're going to make sure we actually have full coverage on heatsink compound and use a really good one, not some generic style. Try to upgrade the fan. I would like to see if I can include another fan, one of those smaller ones in there. And then other than that, I just want to do LEDs. I would really like to cut a window here, but instead of just seeing the top of this shielding, maybe we'll cut that away so you can see the actual circuit board. But yeah, so I'm going to keep moving on this, and probably be it for this video until I decide where I'm going to go from here. Try to look up some parts and whatnot, and that's it. I'll see you in the next video. Like, comment, subscribe. Alright, wiped off the thermal paste from both sides here. Just going to clean it up with a little isopropyl alcohol. Now I'm kind of just looking at this and seeing where I want to add stuff. It looks like there's not really much space for an intake with the fan. It obviously sits this way instead of like sideways, like on the 360 or any Xbox. Well, not any Xbox. Where it draws air out the side. This one kind of forces air out the sides of the fins of the fan, forces it down this tunnel through the power supply and out the back. So if I wanted to actually change this, I would have to make a spot on the front to for like an intake and have fans sideways, like these small ones here. Have them on this side of the heatsink, still drawing air all the way through the system. Or we'll look at just getting a more efficient fan and put another fan on the other side of the motherboard. As I've shown, the motherboard sits in the middle here, in between these two halves. So it's not like sitting alongside the bottom. And then on the top, obviously, there is no airflow, really. But, yeah, so I gotta kind of tinker around with this and see what exactly we want to do. If I wanted to use, like, this water block, I'd have to cut 2 of these legs off. And then I would also probably need to swap the top of this acrylic one onto here so that we have ports on the side. And then again, I wouldn't be able to point it this way because that's where our power supply is. It would have to come out the side if we were going to go that route, but I don't know. I'm going to figure it out. Let me know what you guys think. Also wanted to show the other Nintendo Wii. This one had the full clear shell on it. I got the clear red one. You saw in the other video, I put the clear side and opening to see the disc spinning. That one is on eBay. Come with controllers, all that kind of stuff. Now, I also painted the top here. Top bezel. And yeah, got the rock candy controllers to match it. So this will just be my personal one, and I'm still going through cleaning up this shelf. Each one of these sections will have one of the systems on it. We've got the PS3, this one, which we still need to rebuild, the Xbox One, eyeball 360. We'll have the Wii over here. So that's it. And the PS2, of course. Alright, see you guys in the next video.